I'm going to kick off from what your pastor, what I learned yesterday just watching him. And that is that, and some of the things I'm sure that he didn't really think he was teaching anything. He was being himself. And I think those are the strongest kind of messages. The ones where you are a living episode without trying to be. And so yesterday, as he stood in that place, one of the things God said to me is, how you respond to challenges will determine the outcome. When you are faced with challenges, how do you react? As I watched him yesterday, I thought of the Shunammite woman and how her son had died on her lap. Right there. The same way you watch that church burn down. Not the church, the building. Because the church can never burn. As she sat there and saw that baby die. And then she laid the baby on the altar and said, God, you are the one that gave me this baby. I'm putting this baby back on the prophet's bed. Then she rode and went to meet the prophet. And as she was coming, the prophet said, is all well? Is it well with your husband? Is it well with the child? What did she say? She said, it is well. And that's what your pastor stood yesterday. His response to what happened yesterday is a big lesson. That the first few things you do after a problem, he could have sat down on the floor. I actually read somebody's tweet that, please, I don't understand. He said this speaks of the Christian faith. That there's something that is inside of us that is so resolute that somebody's church burns down. That's what the person wrote in the tweet. And he did not sit down on the floor and scatter body and start crying. We can't do that because we know whom we have believed. All I heard yesterday as I saw that video was, God is too big for error. He's too big to make mistakes. Satan came for this church. You know that, right? The plan was not the building. The plan was that that fire would start while you are in the conference. That was his plan. But God is too big for error. So when he did it, God said, anyway, I even wanted to change the furnishing of that place. So you just helped my children do the work. Because normally you have to think of how to get rid of the chairs. You think of how to get rid of it. So Satan has done it for you. If he had known, he would not have crucified the Prince of Glory. If he had known, he would have let the household of David alone. But we all know that he's unfortunate. Know that he said it's not correct. Another thing that he showed yesterday is that faith is really seen in the face of pressure. You can walk about and say you're faith or you're a man of God. But we really see the God in you when you are faced with challenges. When you are pressured, what comes out? Did you see the peace that came out yesterday? Calm. Didn't shake, he didn't cry. Do you think it's not paining him? Do you think he doesn't know how much went down? As the fire was going, I'm sure maybe somewhere at the back of his mind, maybe not, but me, I was just thinking, would you know? I'm just watching money burn like this. But it didn't shake him. And that's how you have to react to things this year. Because this meeting is to set the tone for the rest of your year and possibly the rest of your life. So don't just see it as a one-off meeting that I just came to shout and enjoy myself and take notes and then leave the notes in my cupboard. You came here to get what will change your life. And the major thing I learned yesterday from him, no distraction. No matter what you are going through, no matter what you are faced with, you must still do what God has called you to do without flinching.